From the illicit origins of a famous hood ornament to the models made just for royalty, let's look at things you didn't know about Rolls-Royce. Number 12. First of its kind. This legendary car company, known for elegance and luxury, was first established by founders Charles Rolls and Henry Royce in 1904. Royce earned a positive reputation with the development of electric cranes as the proprietor of an electrical and mechanical business that had started just 30 years prior, while Rolls was the successful owner of an early car dealership. Together, they would team up to create the Rolls-Royce 10 HP, a two-cylinder car model that sold for 395 pounds at the time. Number 11. Spirit of Ecstasy. Among the many things Rolls-Royce is known for is the Spirit of Ecstasy, an iconic emblem that's found its way onto the hood of every vehicle made under the luxury brand's name. But there's more to this hood ornament than meets the eye. The original Spirit of Ecstasy was commissioned by a wealthy nobleman at the head of the motor car revolution named John Montagu. He asked for the designing sculptor to model the ornament after a woman named Eleanor Thornton, his mistress. Their not-so-secret love affair had lasted for a decade when the famous sculpture was crafted of a woman in fluttering robes with a single forefinger held against her lips. The original model was called the Whisper and was used for Montagu's 1909 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. Shortly after this personalized hood ornament was made, Rolls-Royce turned to the same sculptor to design a standard ornament, as many of the custom ones being produced were getting out of hand. So he tweaked the Whisper slightly, and the Spirit of Ecstasy would be used from 1911 onward. Number 10. American-made. Though Rolls-Royce has garnered a reputation as a British luxury car brand, it may surprise you to learn that the majority of the company's products come straight from the heartland of America. As the brand name has expanded across borders, so too have the company's production facilities, one of which is set in Indianapolis, Indiana. This factory boasts a 4,000-person workforce, and these employees assemble, manufacture, test, and engineer helicopters, marine vehicles, defense tech, engines, and other products under the Rolls-Royce name. And while this car company might have factories all over, this one actually produces more products than any single other Rolls-Royce factory. This isn't the only factory in America, though, as two factories occupy Reston and Cross Point, Virginia, along with a number of facilities for their subsidiary company, MTU America. Number 9. Long lifespan. Aside from an absolute opulence, Rolls-Royce vehicles are well known for another common trait in all of their models: reliability. With an extremely efficient design lending itself to their trademark silent engines, Rolls-Royce vehicles are top-of-the-line works of craftsmanship, and that shows in their longevity. The company's dedication to quality runs so deep that their mechanics are commonly referred to as artisans instead. Thanks to this great care and commitment to excellence, around 65% of all Rolls-Royce vehicles are still operational to this day. The oldest example of this can be seen in Scottish owner Thomas Love Jr.'s 1904 model, which incredibly continues to run smoothly, despite being 115 years old. Number 8. Record setter. Founder Charles Rolls was known for being a bit of a daredevil in the aviation realm, having been the first pilot to successfully make a nonstop flight from one side of the English Channel to the other and back. Unfortunately, that is not his only record held, as the pilot also was the first British person to pass in a plane accident just months later in July of 1910. It's only right, though, that his brand would continue breaking records after his passing. One product in particular, the R-Type engine, developed in the 1930s, would do so multiple times. This design of this engine was backed by the British Air Ministry in hopes of generating the world's fastest aircraft. And with a horsepower output of 2530 from the 36.7-liter supercharged and liquid-cooled V12 engine, Rolls-Royce blew past the competition, setting the aircraft's speed record. It didn't stop there, as the company would go on to adapt the R-Type for land and water vehicles too, and sure enough, they shattered those speed records next. To this day, the R-Type is the only engine to simultaneously hold all three of these records. Number 7. Jet relation. The first practical jet engine in Britain was designed by Frank Whittle in 1941. Implementing his design, though, required a full engineering team. As his design passed through the hands of contemporaries, it began undergoing revisions, being muddled in what has been claimed to be an act of professional jealousy. Luckily, the head of Rolls-Royce's Aero Engine division, Ernest Hives, came to Whittle's rescue. Saving the original design, Hives and their team only made slight redesigns to the engine to make it a bit more realistic for use in a military aircraft. With these adjustments to Whittle's design, the engineers unveiled the Rolls-Royce Welland 1, which was used to power the Gloucester Meteor fighter, the very first military jet for Allied forces. Though these jets weren't used much during the period's main military conflicts, this development crafted a solid foundation for jet technology to evolve in the future. Number 6. Chauffeur Program. Given the luxurious appeal and comfort of vehicles under the Rolls-Royce banner, these cars aren't always driven by their owners. Many wealthy owners will instead opt to hire a chauffeur, a choice that happens so often that Rolls-Royce has developed their own training program. To better benefit the customer experience, the company trains chauffeurs in not just knowledge of their vehicles, but also in proper etiquette and driving behavior. Called the White Glove Training Program, the chauffeur curriculum is so detailed that trainees will learn tricks as precise as how to open and close a door without leaving fingerprints and how to brake to a stop without jerking the passenger. This is the only program of its kind to come from any major car manufacturer, setting Rolls-Royce even further apart from its competitors as one of the most lavish brands around. Number 5. Noble Model. One of the most prestigious vehicles produced by Rolls-Royce is the Phantom 4, a car specifically designed to be driven by royalty and international leaders. 17 of these cars were sold in total, and today, 16 of them remain preserved in museums and car collections around the world. Each of these vehicles contains either a 5.7-liter or 6.5-liter straight-8 engine and either an automatic or 4-speed transmission depending on when it was made. But from there, each individual Phantom 4 comes with unique features built specifically for the high-class clientele purchasing them. For example, the car made for former President of the League of Nations, Aga Khan III, came equipped with telescoping ashtrays, cigarette lighters, a dictaphone, and the Aga Khan's crest emblazoned on surfaces throughout. Very few of these vehicles have made their way back into the secondary market, but those that have are thought to have sold for cosmically large sums. Though for the most part, these owners remain anonymous due to the rarity of the Phantom 4 and the attention it attracts. Number 4. Silver Ghost. Built in 1906, the Silver Ghost was a top-of-the-line vehicle in its era and helped put Rolls-Royce on the map among early motor car enthusiasts. This model proved itself as a testament to dependability and design, as one vehicle would make several trips between Glasgow, Scotland and London, England with seemingly no issues. In fact, to test the vehicle's limits, the Silver Ghost was driven back and forth between the cities, shattering the record at the time for a non-stop motor run. The car was so reliable, in fact, that it ran for a continuous 14,371 miles, an unbelievable number for the time period. These accomplishments lifted Rolls-Royce into the spotlight and set the precedent for the company's reputation as a quality manufacturer. Number 3. Minus the horns. The performance and extravagance of Rolls-Royce luxury cars is typically at the forefront of their defining characteristics. But one other feature has proven equally impressive among owners: interior comfort. Heralded for their extremely soft leather seats, Rolls-Royce relies on a very specific source to produce such fine fabric. Rather than use the hides of female cows, which the manufacturer claims can lack in quality due to stretch marks obtained during pregnancy, the company instead only uses bull leather. On top of that, Rolls-Royce only utilizes bulls from European regions that are too cold for mosquitoes or similar pests, making sure the hides aren't damaged by bug bites and most other blemishes. As a result, the inside of a Rolls-Royce is beautifully crafted and comfortable interiors one can experience in a motor vehicle today. Number 2. Handcrafted autos. In the modern age, it's natural for most vehicles to be assembled en masse with heavy machinery, but Rolls-Royce takes a different approach, carrying on a tradition that's lasted for more than a century. From the Spirit of Ecstasy to the V12 engine and radiator, much of these vehicles is installed by hand. Even the interior, composed of wood and leather, is hand-worked. This is all part of the high standards instilled at each Rolls-Royce factory, ensuring customers experience the company's trademark luxury properly. But all this slow, deliberate work, while effective, comes at a price. The high price of Rolls-Royce vehicles incorporate the sheer amount of man-hours required to craft such exquisite cars. Number 1. Fateful Prophecy. Some fans of history have drawn a parallel between the rise of Rolls-Royce and a prediction made by Nostradamus in 1548. From Albion's shore shall come a marvelous conveyance, a carriage still in shoe, bearing the arms of Rolls-Royce, said Nostradamus. From this quote, some interesting coincidences arise. Albion is another name for Britain or England, and Silencieux translates to silence. Given the car brand is of English origin, known for their quiet engines, and the fact that Rolls-Royce is eerily similar to Rolls-Royce, there just might be something to this theory.